Hello, and thank you so much for clicking onto this video. Apologies if you hear a lot of traffic in the background. I had to leave the window open slightly because it's so warm here. And I do live in an industrial estate and lorries go up and down every 2 seconds, so apologies. But I really did want to show this. It's a Preloved Vintage Mini Lady Dior. Pretty much has the same shape as the current Dior bags that they're making now, Lady Dior bags, just some slight differences, and I got it at a really good price. More about the price at the end. It's also authentic. I bought it from a trusted seller that I have bought items from her before, and also I do my own research in trying to authenticate bags, so I am pretty 100% sure that it is authentic. So we'll start off with a dust bag because I thought that was important, just in case you're watching this video and you're trying to look for similar bags and trying to compare them and authenticate them. So this is the right dust bag it came with the bag. So it's pretty basic and plain, just says Christian Dior Paris. To be honest, it looks really cheap. It's not like the smooth sort of cotton ones that they're bringing out now. It's a real weird material. It has a tendency to pill. This is really pilled really badly. When I say vintage, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the bag is from the 1990s. So considering the age of the bag, then it's not a bit of wonder. It is pilling, but it is pretty basic. And the drawstrings are just sort of plain string, nothing fancy. But the important thing is what's inside the bag. So here we go. And this is the vintage mini Lady Dior model. And it is pretty much the same shape as they brought out now, so it's sort of boxy. This one has lost its shape a little bit. It actually looks like sort of a wedge shape there, but I think it's just the way it's being stored, and it is pretty old. And the leather is so soft. I think it is calfskin, because it is so soft, and I think that's why it has lost its shape a little bit. And the calfskin means that it's a tendency to mark really easily. I bought this bag pre-loved. The seller said though it was in really good condition. It's hardly been worn. There are a few marks on the leather, which I'm hoping with a little bit of leather conditioner that might blur them out a little bit, but to be honest, it's nothing really noticeable. So the bag is leather all over. There's no hardware on the bottom of this bag. But if you look all over and the corners, they're in perfect condition. No wear on them whatsoever. The handles are what's different about this bag. In the current models that are coming out, a lot of the handles are attached with hardware, and in this one the hardware is just attached directly to the bag, like there. And that is another place to look at if you're looking for wear on a bag. Look at the joins here, and this one, it's pretty solid. They're still pretty solidly attached. So always look out if you're going to buy a pre-loved bag. Look at the corners and the handles for wear. There are little loops here, a loop here, and then diagonally across there's another little loop, and that is for the crossbody strap. So the crossbody strap the seller found and included with the bag, and honestly there is no wear on the strap whatsoever, not even on the hardware. So the hardware just has a little CD, and there's no scratches or fading. It's in perfect condition. as is the key charm. Now the bag charm or key charm is pretty much the same as they have in their current models, and the D, the I, and the R are always the same size, so that's the D, the I, and the R, and then the O. And the fading, even with a bag that's hasn't been used, there is always a chance that the hardware will fade. But in this particular one, the hardware has remained the same colour, which is good. I think maybe because it's been stored in the dust bag. There's hardly any scratches, very few, they're not noticeable at all. In the O, which is the larger of the letter, there is a leather backing. It's on the same hook, but it's separate, and on the back of that leather it just says Christian Dior, Paris. So if we have a look where the zipper is, there is a pretty fancy zipper on this particular bag. So that's it there. And if I bring it up a little closer without blinding you, it just has the CG emblem on it, or logo. And that's it on both sides, it's like that. And this actually is pretty heavy, which is another sort of indication that it is genuine. So if we open the bag up, this particular bag has a red canage lining. So canage is a pretty staple print, or pattern I should say, from Christian Dior. So that's the pattern, and it also has the CD logo within the lining as well. The lining is sort of like a nylon-y and feels as if it's coated as well, so it seems pretty durable, and it's pretty thick. Now, because this is a mini bag, there is only one pocket on this bag, so that's it there. It just runs across here. It's not, I don't think it would be big enough for an iPhone 7 Plus or anything like that. Maybe for some of the smaller ones. Just show you. So that's it there. Has the same lining inside. The zipper compared to the outside of the bag is pretty plain. That's it there. And it does have 3 letters on it. It says YKK. Had to use a magnifying glass to look at that, but I thought that might be important as another step in authenticating the bag. So I'll probably put that in the description bar as well about those letters, just for reference. The label is another important feature. This one is just a leather label, and it's just stamped Christian Dior Paris. So if you notice, the corners are rounded off, which is important in all these leather labels. And then on the back, it just says made in Italy. There's no code in this bag, and I've looked at similar bags and it's the same, it has all the same markings. That is another way that I use to sort of authenticate, is to look at other websites selling pre-loved bags, because most of them are authenticated before they even go onto that site. So it's a good way to check what markings should be there and what shouldn't be there. So that's a good indication, and all the ones that I've checked have all similar markings and no codes. The seller also included this keyring. Now, I'm not sure whether that came with the bag or it was an extra. I messaged her, but she hasn't got back to me. So that just has the same logo and same shape as the zipper pull. So it matches the bag pretty good. And it's just marked on the back, Christian Dior Paris. But this time, this was made, it says made in Spain. So I thought that was a pretty good freebie to throw in with the bag, if it didn't come with a bag. So that is it. I paid £150 for it, which I thought was a really good investment, because I've looked at other sites selling the pre-loved bags, and this is going for anything between £350 to £800, depending on the condition of the bag. And this, I feel is in pretty good condition, so it would be up there at the higher end of those valuations. So love this bag, in a dilemma whether to keep it or sell it. For now, I just want to keep it. I think it's lovely because it is just really one of those classic bags. It's absolutely gorgeous. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And if you actually own this bag, please also leave a comment and just confirm that this bag is from the 1990s. So yes, that's everything. Yep, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day or a lovely evening wherever you are. Thank you. Bye bye.